Hi all, this is Anjali. Welcome to my channel, and today we are going to do data visualization in one shot. Yes. So we will be having the complete lecture where we will be covering every topic mentioned in your syllabus under data visualization. So this class is for class 12th IP term 1 for CBSE boards. If you have not subscribed the channel yet, subscribe it right now, because on this channel you're going to get everything related to the subject. You will be getting the complete lectures, one shots, you will be getting the MCQ practice questions, you will be getting the notes, you will be getting the project work, you will be getting the practical file questions, everything. So believe me, you're going to get a lot of content. Subscribe the channel right now. I have 16 years of experience in teaching IB and CS to CBSE board, and together we will make sure that you get your perfect 100% in the subject, because it's very scoring and it's very much interesting. So let's start with the topic data visualization. As the name says, you have to visualize the data. Visualize the data means you want to see the data in some pictorial format so that the data is more easily understood. You can analyze the data in a better way. So data visualization is very important topic from the point of view that a picture is worth 1,000 words. If you have to analyze the data, now just imagine if I have 20-50 records in front of you saying that which student got how much marks, and if you have to analyze that result, you have to read them all, you have to find out who got the maximum, who got the lowest, what was the average. So it takes a lot of time by looking at the data and getting the details. But if it is shown in the form of some images, some bar graphs, it becomes so easier to understand that, right? Now you might have been watching the recent cricket matches which were there between India and England, and then India, Australia, and otherwise also we are cricket loving country, so we keep watching the matches. And if you have seen in any of the match, the scorecard is not shown, like they don't write in the form of a table that at this over this country had this much score. No, it is shown in the form of a graph like this, where we see that okay, one country's line is this, another country line is going like this, and then you have markers here showing that when the wickets fall and something like that. So looking at this picture give you the whole sense of it, like how the match is going. So that is a great example of data visualization. We can easily figure it out that which team is leading or which team is performing well in comparison to the other by just looking at this picture. So that is the advantage of having data visualization. Now this is like why we need data visualization, but now as per the syllabus, because you have to give the exam, so you have to see what do you have in your syllabus for this. So if I go to the CBSE syllabus, this is the practical work which is suggested. But if you look at the topics, so this is the topic, I hope you all can see it clearly. So it's written data visualization and purpose of plotting, that I have just told you, purpose of plotting, so that you should be able to analyze the data in a better way. Then drawing and saving of plots using Matplotlib. So there is an inbuilt library named Matplotlib which we will be using to create these visualizations, that is simply called charts or graphs. So we have to do line plot, we have to do bar graph, we have to do histogram. Only 3 types of charts you have to do. You have to learn how to customize plots. Now customizing plot is itself is a very wide topic, but they have mentioned specifically that you have to do how to add labels, how to add titles, and how to add legends in the plots, right? So we will be covering this syllabus mentioned in the CBSE term-wise syllabus today in this one shot. So we have discussed purpose of plotting, and now we'll go to the next step, that is drawing these plots, how to make these graphs, and it is very easy, very interesting, believe me. So let's begin. You can do this in Python ideally, you can do this in PyCharm. Wherever you're going to work on this, the first thing you have to do is install Matplotlib. Now installing Matplotlib for ideally is you have to open your command prompt, you have to write pip install Matplotlib. In case you are using Pydroid app on your phone, you can still practice the same thing. So it's not necessary that you must have a laptop to practice this. You can do this in Pydroid. Pydroid is a mobile app which you can have on your cell phone, and when you download that, on the left side there will be these 3 lines button. Click on this, and inside this you'll have an option for pip. So click on that, and from there you can install Matplotlib in your phone as well. Another option is that if you don't want to install anything but still you want to practice, so just open try.jupyter.org. So for this you don't have to install any software, you don't need to have Python in your computer, but you should be connected to the internet. So if you are connected to the internet, you can directly open a Python notebook here and you can start coding, right? I will be telling you all these options in PyCharm. So I have this PyCharm right here and we will be checking out how to make graphs. So this is a project undergoing. We will be starting with how to make projects very soon. So this project is named as COVID recovery, but never mind, we're going to make a new project where we're going to practice graphs. So let it be math practice. So I give the project name as math practice and I open it here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some programs to show you various type of graphs. So the first thing is we have to make a line chart. Now how do you make a line chart? So before I make a line chart, I need to install Matplotlib. So we will be doing that in a while, but before that let's make a first file, name it as graph1, and to add the libraries you have to go to PyCharm preferences, or you can go to PyCharm settings and make sure you find the project interpreter in the project settings. So in project settings, where you get the project interpreter option, so here you have this plus sign, so click on this plus sign and you have to choose from here what you want to install. So I should install pandas also because we might need it later. So I'm going to install pandas and then I'll be installing Matplotlib. So these two libraries I will be using, although you can make graphs or charts without using pandas also. So initially we will be doing it with the help of list. So if I have to make a line showing the sales of a company in respective years from 2018 to 2021, something like that. So if I have to show that, how would I do? I'll show you with the help of a code, but let this install first. So it will take a while to install it, and then we will be making a line chart where on the x-axis we will show the year and on the y-axis we will show the sales made for that year. So the graphs which you have to do now are going to be 2D graphs. We are not making 3D graphs. So you will be having only two dimensions, that is x-axis and y-axis. So x-axis is the horizontal one, y-axis is the vertical one, right? Using those two axes we will be making all the graphs, all the charts, whatever we have over here. So let it install quickly and we should begin our journey of data visualization. Yeah, it is done. So let me click OK here and we are back right here. So the first thing I have to do is import Matplotlib, and inside that there is another module called pyplot. So we have to use pyplot, and then you can give an alias for this. It's not compulsory that you give an alias, but we give it so that we don't have to write this long name every time. So I just write import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. Fine. Now on x-axis I told you I want to have years, so I want to have 2018, 2019, 2020 and 2021. Let's say these 4 years. If you want one more, we can take one more as well. So let it be 5 years, and there is no restriction that the name of the list has to be X. You can take whatever name you want. So any name can be taken over here for X. It is not at all a restriction that it has to be X. You can take it as years, you can take it as sales, so totally up to you. Now the sales is, let's say, 8,000 in 2017, then it just increased a bit in 2018, then it increased a bit more, but then came COVID, so everybody got their sales reduced, so we get again a fall in the sales, and then in 2021 it just started increasing a bit. So let's say this is the sale trend. Now I have to show it in the form of a graph. So I'm going to write plt.plot. So the command is plot. plt.plot. You will give the list which has to come on the x-axis. Then you have to give the list which has to come on the y-axis. So I give x comma y, and now is the major statement, that is plt.show. If you don't write plt.show, it will not show the plot. So this has drawn it, but it will be visible only when I write this line. So I have completed my code. It's hardly 5 lines, as you can see, and now look at the output. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing? It is. So just 5 lines of code and you got the graph showing the trend of the sales. So it was increasing from 2017, 18, 19, and then it fell and then increased again. So I can clearly see the trend of sales from this line. You can even compare the trend of sales of 2 companies. Let's say I have 2 companies here, so I can compare that as well. For that, I just need to take one more list of sales. So let's say this company was doing good, but somehow some problem happened and it started declining right there, and then suddenly it just rose up, something like that. But now make sure that when you have to make 2 lines like this, your x-axis will be the same. So I have to put the same list in the x-axis as of the first line. So both will have the same x-axis, but their y-axis values will be different. So this I'm taking from list Y, this I'm taking from list Z. This Z doesn't mean that it is Z-axis. These are just name of the list, right? These are just the names of the list. We run it again and you can see this. So the values were distant, so they are not intersecting, but if I take the values which should intersect, so yep, we can have that as well. Let's say if this was 8200 initially and you run this, so you will get this way. So it depends what your values are. So it will show the trend between the sales of 2 different companies, right? So we can make any number of lines like this. Is this clear? I hope you're clear with this, how to make a basic line chart. So this is a basic line chart. So the basic command is PLT, that means whatever alias you have given here, dot plot. You give the first list which should come on the x-axis, you give the second list which should come on the y-axis. So that is how we draw a line chart. It's that simple, right? Now to save this chart, if you want to save this chart, there's an option called save fig. So plt.savefig. By default, it saves the files as a PNG file. So just give the name of the chart. So wherever your folder is, it is going to save your file in that particular chart. So if we run this and you get this chart, you have an option here also. So you can use this option as well to save your figure. So when you click on this, you can save from here as well. So where do you want to save? You can choose that and then save it, or otherwise we can save it with the help of the code. Right? Okay, let it be. So that's how we do it, and this one is created with the help of this line plt.savefig chart1. So you can see this chart1.png is created here, which you can open anytime later, and yep, you can send it by email. It will take a while, it is a bit slow to open it, so it will open it and then you can mail it, you can print it, whatever you want to do with the charts, you can do that. So that is saving a chart, right? So save fig function, because you can get only multiple choice questions. So you should know that the name of the function is save fig and the extension of the file is PNG. So the type of image file it creates is PNG, right? So this was about line chart. Now if we talk about bar chart, so let's make another file because we need to make some changes in this later, so we are not going to modify this code. So let it be graph2. I'm going to copy this code, part of it I'll be using here. So if I write this code and I want to show the bar graph for the sales rather than line chart for one company only. So right now I have to run graph2. If you click on that play button, obviously it executes the previous one. So you have to right click on graph2 and click on run graph2 so that it runs your graph2. So it's coming like this, but I want a bar graph. So bar graph is the one which has rectangular boxes, right? So if you have to make a bar graph, you just change your word from plot to bar. So instead of writing plot, I'm writing bar, and if I run this, you can see that I'm getting the bar graph. So this is your bar chart. So clearly we can see that 2019 is the year where we had the highest sales, and 2017 is the year where we had the least sales out of the given options out here. So it's so easy to analyze, so easy to look through, that okay, this is the result. So that's how we make a bar graph. Now, very simple, we have one more thing with it. We can put an edge here, bar edge, that makes it horizontal, means the graph is going to come like this. So by default, bar makes it vertically. If you want it horizontal, you can do it like this. It swaps your x and y axis. So your x axis comes here, your y axis comes here. But I like the vertical one, so I'm not going to use this edge. So let it be this. Now we have one more type of graph, that is histogram. Histogram is used for frequency distribution. We'll do that at the end, but before that I'll tell you how to customize the graphs. So in customization of graphs, we were mentioned with a few things, that was giving a title to the chart. So if you have to give a title to the chart, you have to write plt.title. So title is sales trend. In bracket, I can write 2017 to 2021, something like that. It's your wish, whatever title you want to give. So if you save this and you're going to run this, you will see that we will get a title on the top here. So this is your chart title. So chart title is displayed here on the top, right? After that, what you have to do, you have to give an axis. So you have to give a title to the x-axis. For that, we don't have X title. Many students get confused with it, and you have to be very careful in multiple choice questions that it is not X title, it is X label. So X label is the command with the help of which you give the title to be shown on the x-axis. So on the x-axis, I have years, and similar way on the y-axis, I have sales. So as we have X label for x-axis, we have Y label for y-axis. So here I'm going to write sales. So I've given labels for x and y-axis as well, and you can see we're getting years over here and we're getting sales over here, right? Now, if you want to change the color of the bar, so if you want to change the color of the bar, you have to write an attribute in the plt.bar, give a comma, and write down color is equal to red. So if I write color is equal to red, make sure you don't put a U in the color, it is COLOR. So you might be getting different colors because of the OBS settings, but I've given red and I can see there. So it is showing a red color over here. So whichever color you want, you can choose. If you want different color for all these graphs, so just give a round bracket here and give all the colors you want. So you want red, should be for the first one, you want green, then you want blue, then you want orange, you want black, anything like that, and then the round bracket closes with the function. Now if I run this, I'll be getting all 5 with different color. Okay, now what happens if I give only 3 colors and I have 5 bars? If I give only 3 colors and I have 5 bars, so what will happen? After giving the color to the first 3 bars, it will start repeating. Means your first bar will be red, then green, then blue, then fourth will be red again, and then next one will be green, then blue, again red, green, blue. So it keeps repeating the set of colors you have given in the tuple, right? So this is how we can color the bar graphs. Now, next thing in the customization is legend. Now, in bar graph, we don't need a legend because there was only one bar graph and we knew that it's for so and so company. But now, in this graph, you have 2 lines. One is for company 1, one is for company 2. Let's say this company is ABC Limited, this is XYZ Limited. Now I want that in this chart, it should show me somewhere that which line is for whom. Because if you have seen the graphs in the TV, if it's about the cricket, so it is mentioned that the yellow line is for Australia, the blue line is for India, like that. But here it is not showing that which line is for which company. So how do I know this blue line is representing which company? This orange line is representing which company? So the thing which tells you that what is representing what is called legend. And how do you show a legend? Just have to write plt.legend, that is it. Just add this line and this will add legend to your graph. So when you run this, you will be getting legends, but you can see a blank box coming out here. There is no legend, and what it says is no handles with labels found to put in the legend. So it is saying that we haven't given any names to the lines. So what should it show? So how do you give the names? For giving the names, you have to go to the line where you are making a plot. So you write plt.plot, you give x, y, You can change the color also, and you can give the label. So you have to give label is equal to ABC Limited, and then I come here and I have to give a label to this one as well. So I give XYZ Limited, something like that, and yep, that is done. Now I execute this. When I execute this, I get this legend here. It shows that blue line is for ABC Limited, orange line is for XYZ Limited, right? You can give the titles and all over here as well. And if you don't like the blue and orange color, you can change the color. So I want this to be green, and I want this to be some other color. So whatever color I want, I can write that over here. So let it be red. So yep, give the colors, and then finally you execute it, and when you execute it, you get those colors here, and the legend is there. So legend by default comes at any appropriate position, whichever your Matplotlib thinks. But if you want to change the position of it, we can definitely do that by putting LOC, that is location attribute, over here. And in location you can write, you want it on upper left, so write upper left. So you can write upper left. So now it was on upper right earlier, but now you can see it's come on upper left. If you want here, so you can say lower left, lower right, center. So these are all possible options we can give for the legend, right? I hope you're finding it interesting. It is. Write in the comments right now. Are you finding it interesting? So graphs are very much interesting, and it is fun to create different kind of graphs with different customizations. There is a lot to customize in the graphs, right? But it's not in your syllabus. So in this one shot, I'm covering only what is written in the syllabus. So we are just covering what is mentioned in the syllabus, but definitely I'll have few classes where I'll tell you some extra options also, because when we have to make project, CBSE has told themselves that we should explore the options and make our project. So I will be teaching you other type of charts and other type of customizations as well in future classes when we will discuss project, when we will talk about project. But as per the syllabus mentioned in the CBSE syllabus, we are just having this particular set of options in customization. Then comes your third type of chart, which is histogram. Now when you have to make a histogram is basically a special type of graph which we use to show frequency distribution. Now what do we mean by frequency distribution? Like if I have an office, and in that office there are multiple people working from different age groups. Like there is a person who is 25 years old, there is also a person who is 58 years old. So different age groups are there, and I have to make a classification that how many people are there from the age group of 20 to 30, how many people are there from the age group of 30 to 40, how many are there from 40 to 50, likewise, right? So that is the place where you use histograms. So if I have taken a list of ages of the employees in my company, so let's say I have these different values for the age. So you can take as many values as you want. So yep, keep taking. So let it be these values, right? So we have these values. Now it's a very simple thing. What you have to do is you just have to write PLT. The command for that is hist. So PLT.hist, and then just give the name of the list from where the frequency distribution has to be done. And the other thing you have to give is the bins. If you don't give the bins, it will take the default number of bins, but we can give bins. Bins is that how many class intervals should be made. So I want 4 class intervals to be done. Class intervals means 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60. So 4 intervals should be done, and then I want to show the value. So write plt.show, save this, and let's execute graph 3. So when you execute graph 3, you get it like this. So it's 4 bins it has made. Now it's not necessary that it will start from 20 to 30, because it will start from the smallest age we have up to the highest age we have. So we have 23 as the smallest age, 56 as the highest age. So 23 to 56, whatever the range is, it will divide it into 4 parts, and then you will be getting this histogram. So as we can see, the maximum number of employees are in the age group of 23 through 30 maybe, and then we have from the second age group, which is the highest age, but the middle age ones are almost the same. So that is a histogram. So histogram is used to show frequency distribution of a table. You can make it horizontal as well. For that, we don't have to put H with hist, rather we have to write orientation is equal to horizontal. So when you write orientation is equal to horizontal, it shows it in the horizontal direction. So that's how we give histogram. You can give the titles, you can give the color over here. So those customizations are the same as we have done with the bar graphs in your histogram as well. And one more thing for today's lesson is, if you have a data frame and you want to make a graph with that data frame, how do we do that? So if I have a data frame, so for making a data frame, I have to take import pandas as PD. Then I have to take import matplotlib dot pyplot as plt. Now you can have your data frame created of your own, or you can read it from a CSV file. Anyhow you take the data. So anyhow we have the data with us, we can make a graph out of that. So I'm making it like normally with the help of a dictionary. So I have name here, and the names are like Amit, Kunal, Parul, Sanya, right? And then I have marks in IP, and marks in IP are like 90, 87, 96, 95. Then you have marks in maths, it's 88, 89, 93, 90, something like this. Let's have just this much, and I have to create a data frame of this. So I'll write df is equal to pd dot data frame, and I write these two. So it is created. Now when you have to make a chart using a data frame, you don't have to write PLD, you can just write df dot. As you can see, the two options coming up, df dot hist is to show a histogram, df dot plot is to make both line chart as well as a bar chart. So if I just write df dot plot and I write plt dot show, because plt dot show is very important. If you don't write it, your graph is not going to appear. So now I'm going to run this graph 4. So when I execute this, I'm going to get this. Legend is coming automatically. So one blue line is for the marks of IP, orange is for the marks of maths. And over here you're getting this 0.1, 0.2. You don't want that, you want the names of the students. So if you want the names to be there, you can write here one thing, that is df dot set index, and the set index should be your first field itself, that is df name. So if I use name as the index, I will be getting the names out there, and I guess I have to give, let me check, otherwise we have one more option to do that. So if it changes the index with this, it's all good. Yes, it has changed. So in place is equal to true means your data frame should be mutable means it should be modified. So I'm getting Amit, Kunal, Parul, Sanya over here because I have changed the index to the name itself. So I'm getting name over here, and Amit, Kunal, Parul, Sanya is coming here, and these are the marks. You can obviously change the colors and all. And if you have to make a bar graph, by default it's making a line. If you have to make a bar graph, what you have to do is you have to write here kind is equal to bar. So just write kind is equal to bar, execute this, and yippee, we are getting it. So this is your, again, 2 marks, IP and maths. It is telling over here, like this color is for IP, this is for maths, and I'm getting my chart right here in front of you. So it's so easy to make graphs with the help of data frames. So I hope you enjoyed making graphs with me. It was an interesting topic and you must have enjoyed it. And if you understood all that, how to create graphs, how to give the customization, so do write in the comments, do let me know how you like the video. Click on the like button as well and share this video with all your classmates, all your schoolmates who have IP. Also share the channel with your juniors, because I'm going to start class 11th whole syllabus over here very soon. And to practice the multiple choice questions on Matplotlib, what you have to do is you have to come and join me on Unacademy. You know, Unacademy is India's leading online education platform. So over here I'm going to have a session tomorrow at 3 p.m. So I'm giving the link in the description for that. So tomorrow 3 p.m. I'm going to have the MCQ session, which is absolutely free for everyone to attend. So you don't have to pay anything for that. Just download the Unacademy app, and it will ask you a code, a referral code. It will ask you your OTP that will come on your phone. Then it will ask you a referral code, like from which referral code you have come to the app. So you have to enter AL coders in that. That is ALCODERS. It's written in the description. And just click the follow button so that whenever I come live and I have the MCQ sessions, you get the notification for that. So I'm having one session tomorrow at 3 p.m. for Matplotlib. We will be discussing multiple choice questions which can be asked in the exam. The weightage would be in the board exams up to 5 to 7 marks. So it's a very important session. Link is in the description. Do enroll it right now and join live tomorrow at 3 p.m. And yeah, that is it for this. I'll be providing you all other one-shots as soon as possible. So this is for Matplotlib. The next one would be coming for societal law and impact. Then we will be doing data frame and series as well. So that if you want to do your syllabus in a hurry, you can just go to the one-shots and finish your syllabus. And practice is the main key then. By the time you won't practice, you're not going to get your desired score. So knowing a concept and how to apply it in the type of questions which are asked in the exam is another concept. So you have to practice both. I'm there with you. You stay with me so that we can get best out of our calibers. So that is it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take very good care of yourself.